All right. Hi, everyone. I am Sarah Barco, owner of True Self Business Relationship Marketing. Today, I have a special guest with me for an interview. I have Melissa Slorf here today, and she is the executive director of reMade in Grand Haven. So I'm just going to kind of let you know a little bit about reMade, and then I'm going to give her the floor. But reMade is a social enterprise, a nonprofit business which creates community, trains new entrepreneurs, and keep still usable items out of landfills, is what Melissa explained to me a little bit about. And I am super excited to have you here, Melissa. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. This is so fun.
Absolutely. We're going to learn a lot. So I'm really just going to give you the floor. I want you to let everybody know about your story, how reMade came to be, how you serve, and just give us some knowledge about it. So I'm going to let you take it from here.
Okay. Well, yeah, reMade is it's a really cool concept. It's very different from most nonprofits that you're going to come in contact with. And I fell in love with it kind of over the pandemic, and I had no idea what it was through a series of mutual friends who were connected to it, who actually started the store. And through Facebook and technology and being on the internet during the pandemic, a lot of us were, she found what I was doing, which was working with Better Way Designs, which is helping support survivors of sex trafficking. So it's a kind of like a department store for all things that are survivor made. And a lot of the stuff that they make are repurposed out of different things, like saris from India. We have car parts and jewelry from Michigan, right here in Michigan. And so she's like, well, this is very similar to what we're doing in reMade. And I'm like, I have no idea what reMade is. This lady who started, her name is Jenny. And so I met with her over the phone. We did like a chat, and she just kind of told me, and I was like, this is really similar to what Better Way is like in terms of repurposing and helping people to be able to make a living without having to be forced in the sex trafficking trade. But that's not necessarily what reMade is. But it was very similar. And my husband, Ed, and I, we have a business, Rob and Harvey, and we repurpose furniture and different things for your home, do custom things. He refinishes things, brings them new life, like old vintage pieces of furniture that still have a lot of good life left in them. And they just need to be perked up a little bit or redone. And so it was really very similar to what we were doing. And we wanted to take part of what our business was and help people who wanted to do something similar, who needed a second chance. And it was just all really weird how it all just was like the same thing. And so we decided to go to Alaska in the middle of a pandemic. And when we walked into the reMade store in Alaska, which is where it started, there's the mother store is in Anchorage, and we were just blown away, like, by how amazing this small idea that these two women had grown into this really cool, innovative, like project, nonprofit for people who wanted to make a living doing what they love to do and being creative, and also taking things that have normally would have been thrown into the landfill and repurposing them and funding their store and their project with the stuff that they repurpose. And so we were like, this is exactly what we want to do in West Michigan, and we wanted to bring it back. And so it came back, and we got a building right away, which was pretty amazing. Someone was gracious enough to let us use it for a year without having to pay any rent, which was just amazing. That's, I think, the only reason why we're here today, honestly. And so because of her and her graciousness to us in Grand Haven, where we're at, we're still there, and we are still going strong. We're getting bigger and growing every day. And it's just been an amazing journey to be on.
That's awesome. So how does someone get involved? Like, what does that look like if they heard about you and they said, well, I have stuff that I want to make, and I I don't maybe know where I can sit and make something, or I don't know how to contribute, what would they do?
So first thing you would do is obviously call the store or come in, and we would set up an appointment interview basically with me more than likely. And yeah, it's what it looks like is since we're a nonprofit, the store doesn't take any profits, and we're all, or it takes profits to run the store. That's pretty
Mhm.
much all it is. But we are all volunteers. So it's 7 hours a week is the minimum to be a part of the entrepreneur program at reMade. Is
Okay.
7 hours a week of your time, and that opens up all the benefits to being a part of the program, which is like, of course, selling your products in our store. Um, of course, the great co-op cohorts that you will come in contact with, all of their different volunteers. We support each other in our business. And then reMade as a whole has a lot of just different things to offer people who are interested in becoming an entrepreneur. It's sort of like a jumping off point into starting your own business, or it could just be that you want to keep it small, and that reMade helps you do that. It's just a little side hustle, and that's what we're here for, is to support you in that. um, so it's kind of like a co-op. We call it a creative co-op of sorts, because we're all just coming together and creating community and finding purpose in things that can be repurposed, and even people who like just want to be creative. We have people who aren't interested necessarily in having a business. They just like to volunteer and like to create things, like the mission that we have, keeping things out of the landfill, supporting small business, our local economy.
Yeah.
um, that's a huge uh, lot of huge different things in one nutshell, but it means something different to everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes it means keeping things out of the landfill. That's a huge thing for some people. They like being green. um, for me, I love the part of helping people achieve their dreams, and if
Mhm.
someone needs help doing that, that's what we're here for. um, like if someone needs a second chance
Yeah.
at starting in a business, or just starting a job, because
Yeah.
sometimes people can't work a regular 9 to 5. So this is a great way to get started, and
Mhm.
just to be using your hands and just working hard, and having friends alongside with you while you're doing it.
It's so cool. And I really hope everyone takes a minute to go in and visit, because you're on Beach Tree in Grand Haven. You can't miss it. There's the logo is on it's a big red R, like a big red sign with a white R in it with reMade. So you
Yep.
really can't miss it. But it's so beautiful inside. There's so much variety. So you walk in and you get to just explore all these different creations that are, more vintage or more modern, and just people's creative style really comes out in each little section of the store. And so it's really cool to see what everybody's up to and doing in there.
It is. It's a fun place. Everyone that walks in is like, "Oh my gosh, I love this store. It's so fun." And that makes me happy, because that's exactly what I felt when I walked into Anchorage a
Mhm.
couple years ago. Was, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." It's so right when you walk in, you feel inspired,
Yeah.
and your creativity starts going, and you're like, "Oh, look at that. That's made out of what? Like recycled glass and car parts, and like, just all these different things."
Mhm.
And that's really what it is. Everyone has their own style. We're very much like an artisan market. We're not like a Goodwill or a thrift store by any means. I guess the way we would be maybe comparable to them is that we do take donations,
Mhm.
but we take the stuff and we make things out of it. We just don't put it on the floor. We do
Yeah.
have some exceptions, like we do get really cool like vintage pieces that people donate to us, that we're like, "Oh, well, that's just, perfect. It doesn't need any repurposing. It's in good
Right.
condition. We put it right out on the floor." But for the most part, most of the stuff in the store is repurposed or created um, using repurposed parts, or created by someone who has an idea, as a maker, an artist.
Yes.
Um, so
Very cool. So not only do you have, this inspiring space where people can come in just to like gain ideas, or just to see how new things are being made that they never would have thought of before, but also supports community, gives people, like you said, that second chance to do something really creative and purposeful, to feel that purpose and drive in their own life. And then you guys offer workshops right? Where people within your organization volunteer and teach a skill that maybe others in the community would like to learn. And so do we find that on your Facebook page? Like, where do you have those listed?
Yes, if you go on our Facebook page, we have events listed underneath on our tab on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And right now, since we are a nonprofit, we don't have a lot of a budget to work with. So we're in the middle of hopefully having our website up and running in the next few months. And then that will have all of our stuff on it. But right now, Facebook is a pretty local place a pretty general place to get information. We also have like a newsletter
Okay.
email list that you can get on at the store. You can sign up, or you can even shoot us a message on Facebook, and then we can
Okay.
add your email. So then when we have new events or workshops that are coming up, we always blast out when those will be and information on how to do that. And you can purchase workshop tickets right online through our Square system.
Okay.
So we have like a little Square page that leads you to like a list of all of our workshops and events that will be taking place in the future.
Saw that you have some fun stuff coming up too, so that's cool.
Yes, we do. We've got gardening and open furniture painting workshops, and we've got a big event that I'm not going to tell too much about because it's still in the works for Earth Day. And that will also be our 1-year anniversary. So that's going to be a fun event, and there'll be lots of fun stuff going on around that. And
Wow.
yeah, just different things that we're involved in the community, and things we're doing just on our own at reMade. So
Awesome. So to best support you, I mean, obviously go in and visit your store, just check it out, see what see what's in there, and so that they can be able to talk about it with other people and share the experience out in the community. I'm sure you could use some volunteers. Donors are always a thing, right? Those are always great. We're grateful for donors and volunteers, right?
Yes.
So are there any other ways that we can help support you?
Really, the key things that you just said, those are really huge for us right now, because we are just so young and starting out. Anyone that can support us by not only coming in and volunteering, because that is huge. We always need help because the store is, like I said, 100% volunteer run.
Right.
And just having people there that can be a mentor to our entrepreneurs is huge. We welcome anyone. We love working with people from all walks of life, from the elderly to the high school students who need credit, volunteer hours for school, and to special needs, because they're part of what our mission is too. We want to create purpose and community for everyone at reMade. And so we just love working with anyone.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa, for all this information. And I'm going to share all the links to everything and kind of put a bio together for people to be able to click on and search you out even further. And again, I hope everyone does go in and check you out in Grand Haven on Beach Street, reMade. Go in and see all the glorious things there are in that store. So Melissa, I appreciate you. And I'm so happy to have you on here and to share. And I'm going to end the recording and you and I can just chat for a little bit. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.